Just want to tell you a little bit about how we conduct a board search at Tiger Boards and the methodology that we employ. You know, the reality is that this part of the market has become a little bit tired, in my opinion, and board search practices across Australia, of which there is only a very limited number, tend to put the same people on the nomination list time and time again. So our methodology is really underpinned by the principle of you've got to start with a wide enough funnel of talent at the beginning of the search. You really have to canvass a very broad range of options. And that's for a number of reasons. Obviously, a lot of executives are busy and they can get a full dance card in terms of board director appointments, and so they might not be able to take on an additional appointment. But more importantly, you do need to gather, this aspiring next generation board director talent. Now, the only way you can do that is if you've had direct contact with them, in my opinion. I ran the Director Institute for over a decade, and I was responsible for educating board directors, placing them onto board appointments. We did over 5,000 board search assignments. We have really come into contact with thousands upon thousands of board directors on their board director journey. And so I have personal, intimate knowledge of aspiring and experienced board directors. And it's particularly the aspiring network that is so crucial to tap into when you're looking for different skill sets to join the board. I had a brief the other day from a client who was asking for very specific fundraising and grant writing experience in a particular area of the not-for-profit market, needed to have certain types of relationships. And because of our database, because of our deep relationships with those aspiring and experienced board directors, we were able to put together a compelling shortlist. Now, I use an in-house research team. I do not outsource my research. So that's another key component to our methodology. We have the research in-house. We don't have to outsource this. When you outsource research, you get a B-grade result, in my opinion. I've used research over many, many years. You have to be super careful. It's not calibrated. It's not, you haven't met with the people yourself. You haven't had some dealings with the individuals. It's absolutely crucial that you've got a very robust in-house research team, because that underpins your long lists and your short lists. Now, I personally vet every candidate myself, and I do a lot of background checks on executives before I put a shortlist up to a client. It is crucial. This is the type of appointment that is so keenly calibrated towards reputation, business ethics, what does the person stand for, their personal values. I don't want any surprises down the track, and so we do a lot of reference checking with the permission of the candidate before we even put them forward to a client on a short list. It's absolutely crucial. You cannot just assume because they put some fancy names on their CV that that's going to be translating into having a good reputation and good business ethics and good sound business judgment. So that's a key part of the methodology. And the absolute critical component of the methodology is the speed with which we can operate. And that is really underpinned by the database access that we have, the pre-qualifications that we have on the database, the number of people I've had a personal interaction with. And that's why when we do put a shortlist up, I am very confident, and the client will be very confident, that they could hire just about anybody on that shortlist for their board. We get that brief right. So it's really crucial we take very comprehensive briefs from the outset. It's important that we put good quality diversity and options on the table to our clients. It's important that we move quickly. These appointments cannot take 3, 4, 5 months from beginning to end. It is critical that you're able to shortlist really quickly, but confidently, and really having a great methodology that underpins, and phenomenal research, proprietary research that underpins the long lists and the short lists. I would love to have a chat with you about your next board appointment, refreshing your board, bringing in the next generation of board director talent. I'm very happy to give you a private, confidential, complimentary assessment of what's required hard. And of course, we would be more than willing to engage to support you in this very, very important endeavour.